Good morning. Today we're working with variable declaration in C++. As I stated in my last video, I want to get more into the declaration and what declaration stands for in C++ as our IDE compiler. As our first steps, we have to open C++. After you open it, let's create a file, new, and create a project. You can give any name to the project, but instead, let's create our own name. Let's put declarations. After you create your project, we have to create new item. Let's choose CPP file and let's give it the name of main. After we have our main CPP item, we need to include IOString. Never forget to do this library before you start coding. Then let's include Windows.h because I want to use timer in this application. After that, let's include our string function, string.h. After that, let's put in line code using namespace std for our new lines and end of semicolons. Let's create our main and then let's return 0. To make sure, let's sleep 200 so that when we run our program wait till we see our combination of an output. After this, let me give a brief information about declaration in C++. As you saw in my beginning tutorials, I create a hello world application and then I use integers and double to do the sum and multiplication of x and y. But today, I want to show you how many declarations we have in C++. I will give you some of it, not all of them. As you can see, int starts for integer. And let's give int a number, which is gonna be its argument. Let's give 200 as the number argument, and let's put here after we create the int x, let's create double, which is gonna be y. In double, we have to assign let's say 200.10. After that, let's create our character. We can create a character, but for now we're gonna create a pointer, character pointer of our name, and let's give our website name, which is xwtechteam.com. After we create this variable, let's create a string variable, a string, and let's input info. In the info, we're gonna have something like, I hope you learned something today. After we declare our main functions of int, double, character pointer, and string info, we need to do a second section. I know you heard about assembly language, which is a low-level language. We have used assembly language for a lot of software development, and I don't know if you guys are familiarized with it, but in C++ we can use assembly language in line code. We can declare the word, which stands for 32 bytes, and any argument to this information is gonna be sent into register. I will give you a brief information about register later on, but let's create the word number 1 and let's input 100. After that, we can create a byte. A byte, let's put number 2. Instead of giving you the output in a byte, it's just gonna give you 2, since a byte is only one number. Alright, let me explain this information. The word stands for 32-bit register. It could be such as EAX, EVX, ECX, EDX, ESI, EBP, ESP, EDI, etc. So, however, byte stands for, if you can see, instead of 32-bit register, it can be 8-bit low register, 8-bit low register. And instead of that, let me give you this information: AL, AH, BL, BH, CL, CH, DL, SI, etc. You can have a lot of registers, and there is a lot of them that you can familiarize with. So let me just create our first output. Let's output the value of X. Cout the number holding on X is gonna be equal with X as our variable, and let's end line. End line stands for new line in C++. After we do that, let's output the next information. Cout Y, let's say the value holding Y, and Y is gonna be assigned equal to Y, and let's end line. After we create this info, let's print out our pointer. Cout the character stored in our pointer is equal to name. If you input name, that will be giving you the pointer name. But after this, let me give you another information too. You can also input the address of this pointer by just doing so. Now, after we have the three section already print out, let's output the info of our tutorial. So cout let's put info, and let's end line over here. So far so good. Let's start doing the development right now. Let's build our coding, see if we have any errors, and if we do have errors, we need to fix it. Alright, I see that I have some errors and I want to fix it. Let's go into this information. So far so good. What I can see is that I'm missing something in our output. We have cout, then we have X end line. We have cout, then we have end line. Let's give this information, instead of a string, let's put a string like this, and let's rebuild it right now. Let's see what happens. Alright, so far so good. We build our program and we don't have no errors. Now, after we build our program, let's start without debugging. As you can see, the number holding on X is gonna be 200. The value holding on Y is gonna be 200.1. The character stored in our pointer is HW Tech Team, and the address is 03C, etc. And this is our string information. I hope you learned something today. Now let me show you something about assembly language. If you wanna do the following, you have a 32-bit register, and 32-bit register can be compatible with an integer. Integer new num is gonna be assigned 0. But if you do the following in line coding, like I do so, and I do this, and I // and let's do this. After you do this, you do the following: move new num. Let's do move EAX number 1. What we're doing in this line of code is that we're storing whatever number is in number 1 into the EAX of our registers, which is in assembly language. After that, let's do move new num EAX. Now we are saving our EAX register into new number, which is our new variable, and is initialized as a 0. After that, let's close our information over here, and let's output cout the new num is equal to new num. As you can see, and you end the line to get to the next line, we're gonna have no error. I guess so. We don't have no error. Our program build complete. Now after this, start without debugging, and as you can see, the new num is 100. I hope you learned something in this assembly language too. Now after we have this information, let's do something with bytes. Bytes number 2. Instead of printing our number, it's just gonna be printing 2, since we just have 2 characters. As follow, let's do this. Asm, let's open brackets and then move AL number 2, and then we have to do this. Let me see if this works over here. CX number 2 AL. I hope we're gonna have an error, because I don't think that C++ recognize what move CX means. But let's try. We never lose anything to try. Cout the new num is yes, it does. It doesn't recognize what move CX means. In assembly language, CX means that whatever register we are using is gonna be converted into A32 or A64-bit register, so that we can send argument from one section to another one. So as you can see, let's do the following. If we have a byte AL and it's on AL, we can do this. Let's erase this line of code, and let me give you a brief information of this section. Number 2 will be holding 50, but instead of printing 50, you're just gonna be printing 2 bytes, because that's what the value is stored in number 2. Start without debugging, and you see that it came out to be 2. If you add more information over here, and you put, instead of 50, you put 100, you're gonna have another information which is gonna be holding 6 number in it. Debug, start without debugging. Alright, I guess we have something wrong. Byte can only hold up to 3. Let me see, because the number is too large. Yeah, we have an error. That's why we need to know before we work with declarations. Variable declaration. A byte can hold only one up to 128. Up to 128. So if we put 120, I guess we're gonna have our build process complete. If not, we need to do the following. But start with debugging, and we have X, which is not what we want. I hope it completes our lesson. If anything, please leave any comments in our program, and we're gonna be able to answer you. Thank you for watching HW Tech Team tutorial.